At 2:30 in the morning, while the city of South Bend, Indiana slept in total silence, a black car rolled slowly through empty streets, headlights off, engine barely whispering. Inside were 5 men, members of a violent criminal crew known as the Chopper Boys. They weren't joyriding. They were armed. Handguns tucked close, flashlights ready. Even an .215 rifle lying across the back seat. 2.5 minutes after entering the neighborhood, the car stopped in front of a quiet house. Masks went on. Doors flew open. The front door was smashed in with explosive force, jolting the homeowner and his partner awake upstairs. Disoriented and terrified, the homeowner grabbed his gun out of instinct, not knowing who was breaking in or why. It didn't matter. Within seconds, he was overpowered. His partner was dragged from the bedroom. Both were tied to chairs, helpless, as the night turned into hours of pain, fear, and interrogation. The masked man demanded one thing over and over again: the location of a hidden stash. When answers didn't come fast enough, bullets tore into the homeowner's leg. Blood pooled on the floor. Eventually, broken and desperate, he gave in. He led them to a safe packed with tens of thousands of dollars in cash, kilos of drugs, illegal pills, evidence of a life already tangled in crime. The gang vanished into the darkness with their loot. A neighbor noticed something strange and called the police, but no one could have known that this brutal home invasion was only the surface crack of a much deeper, far more sophisticated criminal machine, one that would eventually expose the mastermind behind the largest cryptocurrency theft the world had ever seen. Just over 2 weeks later, on a quiet night in Cedar City, Utah, a young couple sat nervously in their parked car, waiting for a mysterious contact to retrieve a backpack. Minutes stretched into hours. No one came. As they prepared to leave, 2 men approached and motioned for them to step out. Before they could react, a third man appeared, gripping an AK-47, while the others drew handguns in perfect coordination. They ordered the trunk opened. Inside was a backpack holding $250,000 in cash. The thieves took it and disappeared almost instantly. One detail would later haunt investigators: the getaway car had Indiana plates. State police spotted the vehicle minutes later, launching a high-speed chase that ended when 2 suspects bailed out and ran. They were caught. Guns, jewelry, and weapons filled the car, but the money was gone. Only a wallet remained, belonging to a man named Mark Fernandez. He was arrested days later with no cash on him. Police soon connected the suspects to the Chopper Boys and the South Bend home invasion. It should have ended there. Instead, it got stranger. When police questioned the robbed couple, they casually revealed the exact amount of money stolen. That detail raised alarms. Why were 2 ordinary people sitting in an alley late at night with $250,000? Their explanation: construction work in California collapsed instantly. No records. No proof, no trail. Weeks later, under pressure, the truth spilled out, and it was far more disturbing than anyone expected. The money wasn't earned. It was funneled through a 2.5-year online fraud operation controlled by a shadowy figure known only as Robert Powell. He bought hacked PayPal accounts on the dark web, drained them, and paid the couple commissions for moving the money. They had made over $1.3 million and had no idea who Robert really was. Now the FBI stepped in because this wasn't robbery anymore. It was cybercrime at an industrial scale. As investigators dug deeper, Robert's name kept surfacing. By early 2021, 3 online fraudsters known by aliases like El Swapo EM and Point Slayer met in person in Illinois. Their specialty was social engineering, and El Swapo was particularly dangerous. He was an expert in SIM swapping, a method so simple yet devastating it could bypass the security of billion-dollar systems. Convince a phone carrier to transfer a number, intercept the verification codes, and suddenly you own someone's digital life. El Swapo claimed he had access to prepaid cards and networks already in place. Those networks? They traced straight back to Robert. Everything pointed to one conclusion: El Swapo was Robert. While police tried to close in, Robert sensed danger. He cut off contact, erased trails, and went quiet. But one thing didn't disappear: his lifestyle. At just 23 years old, Robert lived in a $2 million mansion in Highland Park, Illinois, surrounded by luxury cars with no legitimate income. Every week, thick envelopes stuffed with cash arrived at his house. One morning, one burst open in a delivery truck, spilling thousands of dollars onto the pavement. Police were called. Robert said it was rent money. No further explanation. The FBI watched closely. In March 2021, they made their move. Armed agents stormed his home, dragged him out in handcuffs, and searched every corner. They found phones, SIM-related documents, an unregistered gun, but not enough. Robert walked free, though surveillance never stopped, and that's when everything escalated. By 2022, Robert had mastered SIM swapping and shifted his focus from individuals to institutions. His target wasn't random crypto traders. It was exchanges themselves. Then came November 2022. CoinDesk published a bombshell investigation exposing FTX and Alameda Research, revealing balance sheets propped up by illiquid tokens and deception. Panic exploded across the crypto world. Employees quit. Assets froze. Bankruptcy loomed. Robert saw chaos and opportunity. Within days, his team mobilized. Fake identities, burner phones. Perfect timing. While FTX collapsed in real time, Robert's crew executed SIM swaps across multiple states. In minutes, employee accounts were compromised. Emails breached. Internal financial systems unlocked. Robert stared at numbers. Most people never see hundreds of millions of dollars. He moved fast. Ethereum flowed into his wallets. Millions vanished every minute. Inside FTX, executives watched balances drain with no explanation. Emergency calls went unanswered. By the time security measures kicked in, it was too late. Nearly $500 million was gone. What followed was a digital vanishing act. Funds were laundered through decentralized exchanges, cross-chain bridges, mixers, and swaps. Tens of millions were lost to fees and volatility, but over $300 million survived, scattered across blockchains, impossible to trace. To the public, it looked like an insider job or a foreign hack. No one suspected the truth. But greed leaves footprints. CCTV footage. Repeated SIM swaps. Familiar faces. The FBI connected the dots. One arrest led to another. A plea deal cracked the silence. Names were given. Stories aligned. Robert was placed under house arrest. The empire he built from phone numbers and deception finally exposed. Though even now, questions remain. No photos. No clear mastermind. Hundreds of millions gone. And a chilling reminder that in the digital age, the most powerful weapon isn't a gun or a mask, it's a phone number, and the confidence to convince someone to give it away.